So yeah, I got slapped by a stingray in Stingray City, and I liked it. Now you're saying to yourself, whoa, 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 what's Stingray City? Grand Cayman, what's that all about? Well, in this video today, I'm gonna tell you where I went, what's going on with all these stingrays, why I got slapped, how I survived and laughed about it, and I'm also gonna give you tips, since this is a channel about how to be a better filmmaker and content creator. I'm gonna give you tips today about how to film stingrays. So on Grand Cayman Island, there's ferries that take people out several miles, I'd say about a 45-minute boat ride out to the middle of the ocean. And out there, there's an area, sort of like a sandbar, where you can stand and you get down off the boat. Here we go, we're at Stingray City. Woo. Oh, feels good. It's refreshing, that water. And all around you, all these stingrays come and swim around you because they know you're gonna feed them. So these boats go there every day and they feed the stingrays. So I guess the stingrays have sort of gotten used to it. It's totally weird, I know. So the thing about this spot is that the water is crystal clear and you can see everything underneath. And the water's only up to about your waist. So it's really cool because you can walk around, even though it's in the middle of the ocean, the water is really shallow and the stingrays just kind of swim around, and it's really easy to film them, feed them, hold them, and just hang out with them. The first thing you might be asking yourself is this safe? Don't stingrays have a stinger? Didn't Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, die from a stingray attack? Okay, so I'm gonna clarify everything. So stingrays, yes, they do have this little barb at the end, which they show you when they get there. All the stingrays have this barb, and it is quite dangerous. It can definitely sting you or injure you. However, all these barbs at the end are removed. Now, I don't know how they removed every single barb from all these stingrays, or if there's like a toll or a gate to get in and the stingrays line up. They're like, oh, you got a barb, you can't enter. Nope. You want your barb cut? Okay, cool, now you can get in. I don't know if it works that way. I don't know what's going on, but it is safe because obviously I got slapped. Now, when I got slapped, the barb, the stingray's tail went right across my neck where that barb would have been if they didn't cut it off. So if you've seen the video happened really fast. So I'll slow it down a little bit. And it was shot with a phone. This is actually, I went with my cousins. It was my cousin's wife who shot this on her cell phone from the boat. And you can see the stingray's tail and it just goes across my neck right there. And it was so unexpected. I just started laughing because it was kind of like, it was just funny. It was just, it was like the stingray slapped me and it was like, hey, what's up? Give me food, man. And I just loved it. I don't know, I'm an animal lover, so, and animal antagonist, so it fit both of those descriptions. But they took us to another part where we swam. It was much deeper, and here's a baby stingray, and as you can see, he has a barb. I don't know, it's hard to tell, but he has a barb there, and he was just swimming along the ground, and these little fish were following him, and then he kind of went into the sand, like buried himself into the sand. I don't know what he was doing, but it was kind of cool. I'm going to get into tips about how to shoot stingrays and get really cool video, but I just want to give you a little more backstory about this place and what's going on. So a lot of it is planning. If you go at the wrong time or you don't quite bring the right equipment, you're not going to get the best video. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. One thing I wish I had done was bring some squid, because stingrays eat squid. So if I had stuck some squid in my pocket, I could have used that. And the crew on the boat comes with this bucket filled with squid, and they give it to all the people, and then the people get to feed the stingrays, and the stingrays go crazy once that bucket comes out and they see that squid. And that's when I got slapped across my neck. My cousin Dan, he got slapped in the back. And the stingrays just go bonkers. It's pretty awesome. Of course, if you do bring squid, don't really tell anybody because I think it's frowned upon. And another thing I would recommend is don't go on weekends. I went on a weekend. It was super crowded. There was a lot of other boats there too. And there was a party boat with some music, which kind of like took away a little bit from the area. I would have liked if there were fewer people so I could have spent more time with all the stingrays. I'm kind of selfish. I wanted all the stingrays to myself because I'm such an animal lover. I just wanted to hold them. Oh, wow. Wow. I know it sounds weird, but they feel kind of slippery and smooth, but it's really cool. And they like humans, almost like a cat or dog. They'll come up to you, and it's really an interesting experience.
Got it? Yep, I got him.
Oh, he's so cute.
Carol.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, no.
He's so cute. Oh, look at this.
Hello. All right, next.
You look like you have experience doing this.
Just have to like. They love you, man. Have to be nice to animals. They love you.
But on the weekends, it gets so crowded that there are a lot of people. However, there are so many stingrays there that it's not like you're not going to have time with the stingrays. Like everyone gets to hold the stingray, hang out with the stingrays, so it's really fun. Now, if you want to get some cool shots, what you got to do is bend your knees and keep your arms down below, and the stingrays will basically swim right up to you and you can hold them. Now, you're supposed to keep the blowholes under the water, but I got so excited, and I think the stingray got excited. When I first got off the boat, I think I was the first one who got a stingray. He came right up to me, and there's a rope near the boat, and he kind of hopped up on my shoulder, and he was like flapping his wings or whatever you call them. And I was leaning against the rope and he kept doing it. I felt like I was in a WWE wrestling match. And I was like, I'm good, I'm good. And he's like, tap out, tap out. And I'm like, I'm good, I'm good. It was pretty funny.
We're good. We're good.
So you can keep your arms down low and just bend your knees, and the stingrays will come up to you. You have a much better chance of getting a cool video or photo. Now, for some reason, the stingrays love my cousin Corinne. She's a mother. I don't know if it's because she's a mother and they see that motherly feeling or attributes, that motherly touch, so to speak, that nurturing aspect of a mom.
I made a stingray friend.
You made a friend.
There you go, I'm gonna let him go.
But all these stingrays would come up to my cousin, more so than myself or my other cousin Dan, went right up into her arms, and she got to kiss them, and other people were kissing the stingrays. So you can get some really cool shots if you just keep your arms low, just wait, hang out, and show the stingrays some love. Now, what I'd recommend is bringing some goggles or like a snorkel so you can go underwater and actually see them. So when you're filming, you can see your camera, the back of your camera, while you're filming them. I used a GoPro and a DJI Osmo Action. Those are great because they get wet, so obviously you're gonna wanna bring a waterproof camera. But these little action cameras are so amazing because they shoot 4K. They both have pretty good audio as well.
Awesome.
And you can just put them down into the water. Now, if you have two cameras and you want to get one in slow motion and one normal, you could do that as well. I think that would be a good idea, and you can do a setup like this, or you can shoot one with wide angle and one with more of a zoomed in angle. I think that's a nice setup, having two cameras side by side. I got this Manfrotto selfie stick. The nice thing about it, it goes out to about 4.5 feet, and I can put it down almost like a monopod so I can get some nice still shots. Filming, it was really cool because this thing has got really good grip and is really sturdy, so I could get overhead shots and film everybody from above. Or I could go down, I could extend it all the way, and I could shoot down near my feet. And it was only a few feet deep, but it's still, I didn't have to bend down that far, and I could put this stick down there and get some shots. The thing about it, without the goggles, and I didn't use the goggles, which I probably should have, you're kind of guessing. Like, I'm just kind of aiming it at the stingray. And if you're shooting in slow motion, that's great. I shot at 240 frames per second. You could do 120 frames per second would also be good. So slow motion is much more forgiving. Everything looks great because you can just capture a few seconds of really good framed shot, and it will look awesome because you slow it down and that lasts a long time. Whereas you shot that in normal and then moved your camera, it's gonna look kind of herky-jerky, look amateurish. What I recommend, if you're gonna shoot in normal mode and even in slow motion, I'd recommend getting some goggles and just holding it in one spot. So I noticed when I was filming, or when my cousin was filming, we were moving it around a lot, trying to capture the stingrays. And you can do that. That's cool to get a first-person view if you want to get right with the stingray and follow him. That's a cool shot. However, for most shots, you're just going to want to hold the camera down or upside down in that angle and let the stingray swim across the frame. It's going to look a lot more professional, especially when you're not shooting in slow motion. But as I said, having goggles will enable you to go down into the water and you can really look and see what you're shooting, or hold your breath with a snorkel, get a snorkel, that way you can go underwater. And the stingrays, I noticed, they swam a lot near the bottom. So they come up, or they swim a few feet above, but mostly they were down low. And to get those really nice shots down low, you're gonna really want to get underwater so you can frame up the shot nicely. You can just aim the camera at them, but again, you're just kind of hoping that you get the shot. If you wanna really nail that money shot, I would try to get down low and be able to see the back of the screen and make sure you get it. While you're down there, one thing you can do is slant the camera up. When you slant the camera up, or have it looking towards the surface of the water and extend this thing really low, you can get some cool angles, because the stingrays have these awesome mouths and they have these gills and they have these little holes all over their body. I think it's for oxygen. And you can't really see it from above because it's all gray, but underneath it's all white. And being able to see their mouths, which is kind of weird looking, it's really interesting angle. It makes for a really intriguing video. So I would recommend doing that. And if you do it, I would recommend shooting slow motion, at least 120 frames per second, but 240 frames per second or even slower is really nice slow motion. All right guys, I hope this was helpful. And next time you go and swim with stingrays or go to Stingray City in Grand Cayman, you can get some really amazing video. And before I go, I want to show you some cool video I shot with the GoPro Hero 7 and the DJI Osmo Action at Stingray City. Alright guys, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful or enjoyed it. My name is Brett Caramello of BrettCaramello.com. Drones for real.